Hi, everyone. My name is Dr. Eric Lovell. I am your professor for the summer term. This recording is for both my summer courses. One is Sociology 2100, Contemporary Social Issues, and the other is Sociology 1100 for Introduction to Sociology. This short video will I'll introduce me, a little bit about sociology, and introduce you to how to navigate the course in Blackboard and what to expect. So a little bit about me. I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada. I've been in Chicago for about 8 years to do my graduate studies, and now I'm working at Governor State until the end of the summer. I love sociology. I think it has a interesting way of looking at the world and understanding our place in it. Broadly speaking, sociologists look at how humans and individuals navigate society, whether that is on their own, in relationships, in groups, or in organizations or systems. There are a lot of different ways sociologists view the world, and we'll get a sample of some of those throughout this course, both of these courses. And there is no right or wrong way to do sociology. But broadly speaking, we look at how humans are active and interacting in a social environment. Um, so I think sociology actually provides a lot of tools and skills for succeeding in life, in college, and in the workplace, regardless of whether you're going into medicine, technology, social services, education. Sociology has something for you, and I highly encourage you to think about even majoring or minoring in sociology. I think if you do it in a intelligent, smart way of planning your courses, sociology can be one of the best, if not the best major for you to get that perfect job you've always wanted. So if by the end of the course you're interested in how sociology can do that for you and how to plan your education, let me know. Let's meet and we can talk, and hopefully I can convince you, or at least give you some advice on making sure you succeed both here in college and after. So let's get started. Remember, this is a video for both contemporary social issues and introduction to sociology. The setup is fairly similar, largely because I think it's the easiest way to do an online course. And so I'm going to show you how I've set up the courses in similar ways. Okay, so when you log into your either the contemporary social issues or the Introduction to Sociology class, you will see this page. It will take you right to this syllabus that says start here. You are probably watching the video that is linked here. So watch this video, follow along with it, and I'm not going to read you all of the parts of the syllabus or all of the details, but do that immediately after so that you get a good grounding on what to do. Right after this video is a starting the course step-by-step guide. So it will describe everything you see in this folder or in this tab here, learning the course structure. It will also give you a guide to what to do once you are finished reading the syllabus. How do you get started? You will first review the course schedule, find the material, review the reading guide, use the material for the week, and then complete the next week or complete the week's assignments. I will show you how to do all of this in a second. So all of these pages right underneath are all sections of the syllabus. If you'd just like to read the syllabus all at once, you can click here, syllabus for download, and you can download the document. Otherwise, you can click each of these, which will give you a description of what we're going through. So for example, in contemporary social issues, it's giving you the rationale for the class, the kinds of social problems we will be reading about, and the student outcomes you can expect to gain based on attending this class. Under grading descriptions and FAQs, I use a very unique set of grading, and so you'll want to really, really read through this to make sure you understand. I do not grade all of the assignments based on percentages or points and then average everything together to find out your total grade. Instead, you will be choosing which grade you want and developing competency in the assignments that lead to that grade. So this is a table which shows you everything that will be going on in the class. There are 4 groups of assignments: discussion posts and responses, exams, mini group projects, and investigating sociology assignments. You will be, instead of completing all of these and hoping to get a really high percentage, you will be completing assignments. I will be grading them at a high level to see if you have demonstrated competency at that assignment. Demonstrating competency essentially means that you've met about 85% of the standards or more, or better, to show that you are competent and are able to either explain what you've learned competently or do the assignment competently. And so instead of doing all the assignments, you will be choosing what grade you want. So if you want a D, a C, or B, or an A, and then you will follow this table on your row, and you will see what you need to demonstrate competency on in order to achieve that grade. So for someone going for a C, they will need to demonstrate competency on most of the discussion posts and responses. They need to get a 75% average on the midterm and final. They need to demonstrate competency on all 6 projects with their group. And they need to demonstrate competency on 1 short essay or presentation. Someone who is going for a B will need to do 2 of these, and then someone going for an A will need to do 3. So what you're doing is you're really adding on and showing more and more competencies, which will get you a higher grade level. So Blackboard doesn't have a great grading system to match this, so you will see in your grades, I will be giving you 1s or 0s. If you get a 1, that means you have demonstrated competency on an assignment. If you've gotten a 0, that means you need to revise and resubmit. And you can revise as many times as you need to in order to build that competency. So let's say you've turned in one of the investigating sociology assignments, you got a 0 on it. I will give you very detailed feedback on what was missing or what you need to improve on. And then you will take that feedback, revise that paper, and resend it to me. And if you then have fixed everything necessary, I will grade you as demonstrating competency. You'll get a 1 on Blackboard, and you have finished that assignment and can move forward onto other assignments. Okay, so when you see the 1s and 0s, that's all they mean. It's whether or not you've demonstrated competency. It does not mean that a discussion post is worth the same as an assignment. It just means that you've demonstrated competency. Okay, please read through this. Again, if you have questions, email me ASAP, because it's much easier to go through the course understanding how the grading works than trying to figure it out at the end. I have a list of frequently asked questions here that kind of give ideas for how to, like scenarios of how the grading system would work. So please read through this. Course schedule. This is outlining everything that we're doing in the course. I wanted to explain that I have divided up the material every week as if we were meeting twice a week for a regular class session. Now, this is an asynchronous course. I understand that we are not meeting. There is no required, lectures or class time. However, I wanted to treat it as if there was 2 class periods a week. And so every week there is material broken up into 2 parts, part 1 and 2. I would suggest reading part 1's material by Tuesday and reading part 2 materials by Thursday. And then Thursday night is the activity board and question boards that you will need to complete. I will show you where those are and what they look like. And then by Sunday, every other assignment is going to be due on a Sunday. When it's due, that means it is due at 11:59 p.m., so the end of the day. Here it says Sunday, you have a question board response, you have 2 activity board responses, and then there's a MPG group. Again, I'll explain what that is in a second. I have every week optional lecture videos and chapter quizzes. Those are just to help you make sure you understand the material. They are not required and will not be part of your grade. However, every week you can see that this is, again, how this works. So there's a part 1 and a part 2 with Thursday forum posts required, and then Sunday responses and an assignment. So this is MGP1. Okay, so follow through here, note the dates, and ask any questions that you might have. Okay, the assessments, as I showed, are broken up into 4 categories. First are the discussions, posts, and responses. Every week, you will pose one question either about the material or about the class or about college, whatever you need help on. And then you need to post that by Thursday, and then students will have until Sunday to respond to another student and help with their question. Then every week, you'll be given a specific activity to apply and explain what you've learned from the material that week. Again, you'll have to post this by Thursday, and then you'll respond to 2 other students by Sunday. I have throughout Blackboard on the discussion posts themselves, but also in the weekly content, explanations of what that activity is, and you'll see that in a second. There is going to be short midterm and finals. These are open book, open notes. They're not difficult. They're meant solely for you to check to make sure that you're learning. They are graded in part of it, but because you can retake them and because it is open book, it is less about me grading you and seeing if you are the smartest student in the class, and more about you seeing what do you understand, what do you still need to work on. And then there are 2 assignments. There are the mini group projects. I have combined everyone into groups of 3 to 4. You are already sorted into those groups. If you added the class late, then you'll need to email me so I can put you in a group. Throughout these groups, you will be working together to learn and practice on how to conduct undergraduate level research. And the ropes of an undergraduate education. I recognize that many of you are seniors or juniors and haven't yet or have already done assignments where you have to do all of this, but this is an intro-level course where I want to make sure that no one is left behind, where if you have never done a research project before, never written a full essay, then this is an easy way for you to learn the skills to do that without the stress of getting this really intense, like 50% of your grade is this research project, what you've never done before. So there are 6 steps. Each time you will be learning a new skill for doing a research project. Week 1 is creating a research question and making sure that it's narrow enough and it's going to help you figure out the project. Week 2 is finding sources through Google Scholar and the GSU library. Week 3 is learning how to cite both in bibliographies and in the text and avoid plagiarism and things like that. So as you go on, you should be developing the basic skills you need to write undergraduate level research papers and succeed in all of the classes that you take from here on out. These are going to be graded more on you doing the skills of doing a paper rather than the actual content of the paper themselves. So I won't be grading you on whether you found the best research or whether you have an amazing analysis. I will be looking at, did you follow the steps to write a good research question? Did you follow the steps to cite correctly and to create a bibliography, right? So this is very low key. I'm not really harping on you in any way. I'm more helping you develop the skills to write a research paper. Finally, this is how I will be evaluating your ability to apply and engage with the sociological material that we have through these investigating sociology assignments. These are short 2 to 3 page or short presentations. You can do either an essay or a PowerPoint. There are 5 of these where it will give you something interesting to do and apply to sociology. So sometimes it's watching a documentary, interviewing a neighbor, making a photo essay. And depending on the grade you want to work towards, how much time and effort you want to put into these, you will need to do 1 to 3 of them. So if you're going for an A, you only need to do 3. A B needs 2, and a C needs 1. So there are 5 total, and you pick which 3, 2, or 1 you want to do. I will tell you now that past students have felt that essays number 2 and 5 are the most enjoyable / the easiest. So if that if that gives you any inclination of where to start, number 2 and 5. So those are the activities of the course, the assessments. If you need any support, you can look through here. There's a list of links, phone numbers, and emails for any technical assistance you need. If you need academic support, advising, library assistance, the Writing Center, those are all listed here. And then I want to make sure you are healthy and sane as well. So if you need help physically, emotionally, mentally, any of these sources can help you out. I highly suggest you go to them. If you are confused or concerned about any of these resources, feel free to reach out to me as well. Okay, I will let you read over the course policies on your own time. Next, let's go to the announcements. Every day there will be an announcement here telling you any updates to the course, highlighting any upcoming assignments, or providing you interesting information. I highly suggest that if you don't check daily, you check multiple times a week, because depending on what's going on in the world or what's going on at school, the syllabus may change. We might have to add or subtract any assignments or readings. So always be looking for the announcements to make sure you're not missing anything. All of my contact info is here. This is who I am with my little pup, Junie. I am having online office hours during the summer. I'm open to meet in person, but you have to request that 2 days in advance because I'm not planning on being on campus often. But I will have open office hours every Friday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. If you cannot make those office hours, then please email me with 3 to 4 time frames that could work for you. I need to update this. I will not be on campus Tuesdays and Thursdays, but I am willing to come down to campus if it is something more that you would like to discuss in person. So office hours are great times for you to meet one-on-one with me, or even if you want to meet with your group. If you have any questions about class structure, materials, grade, or anything else, please let me know. It is simply a time for us to get to know each other and for me to give you personalized assistance. Please use my email rather than Blackboard's messaging system. I don't get notifications that people have emailed me or messaged me through Blackboard, so I often miss those. And then here's a little bit more about me that you're welcome to read through. Okay, if you want to sign up for office hours and you can make the Friday 10 to 12, just click on this link and it will take you to GSU Star where you can sign up for office hours. Okay, so I'm going to show you how the course is organized. Again, this is similar to Introduction to Sociology. They have 5 parts rather than 4, but it's a similar setup. So these are the course is divided into these parts. Each of these folders contains folders for the week, and everything you need is within each of these folders. So for week 1, we'll be going into the sociological imagination. You'll see it starts off with an overview. This shows you what objectives you'll be meeting through the engaging with the material and completing the assessments that week. So the week 1 materials, it gives you what you need to read for part 1 and what you need to do for part 2. Remember, I suggest doing part 1 readings by Tuesday and part 2 readings by Thursday. That gives you Thursday through Sunday to complete all of the assessments. So then once you scroll down below the overview, it will give you a reading guide, a folder for the part 1 and 2 materials, and the week 1 submissions. The reading guide is simply a good prompts to make sure you're looking at the right material. So as you're reading the Introduction to Sociology Chapter 1, you'll want to make sure you are able to define these 5 keywords and be able to answer these 2 questions. I also, when we're reading an article by someone in specific, I'll give you a little tidbit about who that person is, define any complicated terms for you so that you know how they're using it, and then prompt you on questions you should be able to answer while reading it. So that's what you see here with Dr. Alden Morris as well. So let's go back. We will click on Part 1 materials. You'll see it gives you a link to the online textbook that we will use throughout the course. It has what is sociology. Remember, these are some of the terms I asked you to remember and be able to define. Also, each chapter of the class or of the text has a list of key terms that they define in the class or in the chapter. They have a summary that gives you an idea, helps you remember what exactly was talked about in every section, and gives you a quiz that you can take to help make sure that you understood what you read. Okay? So that is the textbook. I will always have it linked directly to the chapter you need. And then this is another website that explores a little bit more of what it means to be micro, meso, and macro. Then for part 2, we have 2 PDFs that will open up right here on your Blackboard. If you need, you can click here to download it, or you can click this little arrow. Okay. And then finally, we get to the submissions. You'll see here it gives you the activity forum and the discussion forum. Remember, this is something you will need to do every week. It describes exactly what you need to do. So you're required to post in this week 1 forum, introduce yourself, gives you some prompts on how to introduce yourself, and then practice the sociological imagination. It is impossible to do these activity forums if you have not yet read the material or watched the material. So make sure you are doing these activity forums after you've done the readings. Then it tells you exactly what to do in response. Remember, the responses are due by Sunday. The posts are due on Thursday. So in this case, it says say hi to 2 students and also give a second possible explanation for the personal trouble they cite. So you will just click here on week 1 activity forum. You'll see here I've already created an example. You will click here on Create Thread. At the beginning of each forum, when you say Create Thread, it will remind you what the requirements are. And you just type it in here and press Submit. When you are ready to respond to someone else, you click on their thread. Here is my introduction and my response on sociological imagination, and I would just reply. Okay? I'm not going to reply to myself, though. The same thing happens with the question forum. You go to it. It should say, I will make sure it has the option for you to create a thread. I'm not sure why it doesn't yet. But this is how every week is set up. So week 2, again, it gives you the overview, part 1 and 2 materials, the assessments. Here you have this needs to be changed to week 2, but this is the reading guide, part 1 and 2 materials, and then your assignment submissions here. And see, now you have mini group project number 1 as well in this week. Okay, so that is every week. You will see a similar guide or a similar framework. If you know what's going on and you want to just jump directly to those, you can use these tabs on the left side, the mini group projects here. It will take you, this will let you download the overall description of the mini group projects. Here is where you will find out who is in your group and help you get in contact with them. And this folder gives you all of the individual assignments as well as their rubrics and documents that give you all the information. The investigating social problems assignments are all right here. I use track changes when I give you comments and feedback on your paper, so please just look at this. It's a short video. It's about 3 minutes to see what track changes are and how to use them. This will download all of the assignments and the rubric. And then here again is a description of each assignment, and click here. it will take you to the submission portal. You will attach your file here and submit it. Okay, and all 5 are there. Once the midterm and final are ready, they will show up here in between, or right after investigating social problems assignments, and you will see a little link that says midterm and final. You'll just click and take that right in Blackboard. Okay, and then once if you're wanting to look at your grades, it has everything right here. Okay, so that is essentially how Blackboard is set up. If you have any questions, let me know. Make sure that you've reviewed all of the information in the syllabus folder, and then you get started in weekly course content, part 1, week 1. Okay, looking forward to this class with everyone, and have a great start. It will be an awesome semester. Thank you.